What are you doing up here?
Looking for you to borrow some scissors, but you're going out.
I've left my workbooks downstairs, but you're welcome to take them.
Where are you off to?
I said I'd walk with Mr. Molesley to the schoolhouse.
After the huge success of Downton Abbey: A New Era, fans have been buzzing about a third movie, and now it's officially happening. The 2022 sequel brought series creator Julian Fellowes back together with nearly the entire main cast, continuing the story of the Crawley family and their staff after 6 hit TV seasons. A third film was always a possibility, and now it looks like it's set to wrap up the series as a trilogy. A New Era expanded the Downton world in a big way, balancing over 30 beloved characters and multiple storylines, while also introducing major changes as the Crawleys stepped closer to the modern world of the 1930s. With this new era underway, the timeline can push deeper into the 20th century, opening up tons of exciting possibilities for the story. However, Downton Abbey 3 might also mark the end of the entire franchise, which is both exciting and bittersweet for fans. While there's plenty of excitement about Downton Abbey 3, there's also a touch of sadness with the passing of Maggie Smith, a beloved star of the franchise. The latest updates confirm that the upcoming movie will honor Dame Smith's legacy, even though she won't appear in it. Hugh Bonneville, who played her on-screen son, shared that the film will serve as a great lasting tribute to her, though he didn't go into specifics. Dame Maggie Smith passed away in late September 2024, just a month after filming wrapped. Reflecting on the final movie, Bonneville said, "We finished a third, and I think probably final Downton Abbey film this summer, which will come out next September. That is a wonderful sort of closing off of all the stories, so it's a proper film for the fans. It's very much set in the house and saying goodbye to all these characters, and we obviously say goodbye to Dame Maggie, which was very poignant on screen and now in real life. She'll be sorely missed. But the final film will obviously be a great lasting tribute to her." It's clear the third movie will be an emotional send-off for both fans and the cast, serving as a heartfelt farewell to an iconic actress and her unforgettable character. Although there's still a lot we don't know about the upcoming Downton Abbey 3, we do have a release date. The much-anticipated film is set to hit theaters on September 12th, 2024, but there's no official word on why the release was delayed. While the first Downton Abbey movie also came out in September, A New Era premiered in May, likely aiming for a summer blockbuster vibe. Perhaps the studio sees September as a better fit for this final chapter. As for the cast, Downton Abbey 3 promises the return of many fan-favorite characters from the show and previous films. However, there are some notable exceptions. Maggie Smith, who gave a heartfelt farewell as the Dowager Countess in A New Era, will not be returning. Another absence might be Matthew Goode, who couldn't reprise his role as Mary's husband, Henry Talbot, in the last movie, but there's hope he could still make an appearance. Fans are also eager to see Lily James back as Lady Rose, and maybe this film will finally bring her back into the fold. On the flip side, we're getting an exciting addition with Paul Giamatti, who will reprise his role as Levinson, the free-spirited member of the family introduced in the TV series. It's also worth noting that this era in history makes for a poignant setting to end the franchise. Since Downton Abbey has always been rooted in the early 20th century, it feels appropriate to conclude the story as this transformative period in history comes to a close. Story-wise, there are plenty of directions the movie could take. A New Era left us with several intriguing developments. The Crawleys welcomed Lucy, Tom Branson's new wife, and their baby into the family, signaling a fresh start. Meanwhile, Thomas Barrow stepped down as Downton's butler, paving the way for Mr. Carson to return and train Andy Parker to fill the role. These transitions offer plenty of room for drama and heartfelt moments in the third film. What's most fascinating is how Downton Abbey 3 could weave its story into the turbulent backdrop of the 1930s. With economic challenges looming and the beginnings of World War II on the horizon, this era could provide a dramatic bookend for the Crawley saga. After all, the show's first season began during the dark days of World War I, so it's fitting for the final film to touch on the onset of another world war. If this truly is the end of Downton Abbey, it seems destined to go out on a high note, bringing the story full circle in a way that honors its historical roots and beloved characters. One of the things that has always made Downton Abbey so iconic is its seamless blend of family drama with real historical events. From the very first episode, which tackled the sinking of the Titanic in 1912, to storylines involving World War I and the opulence of the Roaring Twenties, the series has a knack for grounding its characters in history. Now, as the franchise moves into the 1930s with Downton Abbey 3, fans can expect another dive into historical realism, this time against the backdrop of the Great Depression. The timeline practically gives it away. Downton Abbey: A New Era wrapped up in 1929, right before the Great Depression officially began. So it's no stretch to think the Crawleys will face some tough times in the new film. While the franchise has always taken a few creative liberties, it's never stayed far from historical accuracy, and it's likely this upcoming chapter will tackle how such a massive economic crisis impacts a family like the Crawleys. The first two films even seem to be laying the groundwork for this. Lady Mary and others have often expressed concerns about whether Downton Abbey could survive the changing world, but handling societal perceptions of being too old-fashioned is one thing. Dealing with a financial meltdown is another entirely. For a family with ties to both England and the US, the effects of the Great Depression are bound to hit hard. Their luxurious lifestyle, the grand events, the fine dining, and even their elegant wardrobes may all face serious cutbacks. But it's not just the Crawleys who could suffer. The beloved staff at Downton Abbey, characters fans have grown to adore, may find themselves at risk. If the Crawleys can no longer afford to employ them, these workers might struggle to survive in a world where jobs are scarce, especially during such a harsh economic downturn. This potential loss of livelihood adds a heartbreaking layer to the story. The Crawleys could possibly adapt to a simpler lifestyle, but their staff might not have the same safety net. The stakes don't stop there. If the Crawleys can't maintain their wealth or their home, the iconic Downton Abbey itself could be at risk. Maintaining what is essentially a castle during one of history's greatest financial crises would be nearly impossible. And for Lady Mary, the legal heir, this loss would be devastating, not just for her, but for her children. Downton Abbey represents security, heritage, and a promise of stability for the next generation. Losing it could mean not just the end of their home, but the end of the Crawleys' legacy. With Downton Abbey 3 confirmed as the final film, there's no denying the emotional weight this story will carry. Will the Crawleys and their home make it through the Great Depression, or will this chapter mark a bittersweet end to their story? Either way, the film is shaping up to be a poignant conclusion to the franchise, weaving history, heartache, and hope into one unforgettable farewell. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.